be mindful of those things. One of the things that I do is I have a camera in my home. So anytime from my mobile device, I can see what's going on in the house. So that kind of keeps them on their P's and Q's. So as a family member and a healthcare provider, those are kind of some of the things that you really have to.
I'm glad you touched on that, Dr. Williams, because I encourage my families to put these things in their homes.
Absolutely.
The cameras, absolutely. You want to know what's going on in your home at all times.
What is the duration for one of your employees to work with a sick, I don't want to say a sick person, a loved one? It's like, do they work with them from beginning to end, not saying hospice to death stage, like you said, someone have dementia or someone have Alzheimer's, do they stay the duration or do you switch them out?
Well, I try to have 3 CNAs on that case, because if you have an Alzheimer's person, you don't want to defer from their schedule too much, and you don't want to have different people coming in and out.
Right.
So, I would like to say 6 months, and then you put another caregiver in. But you introduce it slowly.
Right. Okay.
You don't just...
So they can establish a rapport.
Absolutely. That's so important.
Because they get attached.
So what you mean establish a rapport in what aspect?
You need to be comfortable. The family and the person needs to be comfortable with who they're interacting with on a daily basis. Some people you just don't connect with. And even if the person is very confused and disoriented, they understand energy, and they may not get along. And that, if you're trying to force a connection or a relationship with the person, it could cause an increase in behaviors or just anything. Sometimes you have to listen to your instincts.
Also,
go ahead, Ted.
Also, Brenda, to tap on what you were talking about, we have no minimum hour requirements. So we might have a patient that needs an hour worth of service or 24 hours worth of service. So depending on what that patient needs, that's what we provide.
Hey, it seems like we have a call on the line already, so I want to go to that call. Is she still there? Hey, caller, you on the line? This is the Let's Stay Together show. Hello.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing? Who's calling?
This is Mrs. Milburn, and I'm calling in regard to RS Home Health Care Services.
Okay.
When I heard her on the radio, I use her now. I've used her last year for one sister who was bedridden, could not communicate verbally, and this is what impressed me. Rena herself, came to my sister's house. We had brought her home from the hospital, and she said, I'm going to give her a bed bath. And I asked, what is a bed bath? She said, it's not a sponge bath, it's bed bath with water. Rena herself put the water, sponged her down with soap, and then ran the water over her in bed, and not a drop hit the floor. And she dried.
Not a drop.
That's good, yeah.
Not a drop.
That's called skills.
That's my boo.
and then on top of that, she massaged her with lotion. She cleaned the stage 4 bed sore. And my sister, the first word she had spoken in a long time, asked Rena, how much do I owe you?
Yes, she did.
So and now I'm using her services for another sister who has dementia. I use it for her brother-in-law who is now deceased. And it's just wonderful. I love the caregivers, and of course, I'm there. I go and check and see what's going on, but I am so pleased with the services of that one particular agency, RS Independent Home Health Care.
Thank you, Ms. Milburn.
We appreciate you giving us a call on that. Hey, that's why we bring in quality people in the Let's Stay Together show. We bring people here that we trust. It's all about doing the right Christian thing on this radio show. This is not the McCain train only. This is your radio show. And so we want to make sure we bring quality people in here that you can trust and always depend on. That's what God wants. That's what we give. Amen?
And that's
Amen.
what we give out
I have a
number.
question.
Yeah.
What do you do when you have loved ones that have difficulties being cared for? When they struggle with having someone take care of them? We're kind of going through that now. I have a sister who has a stroke, and my dad has recently become ill. So how do you get them to cooperate? Because my mom's burnt out, and she really needs some help.
Well, you know what? I say you always want to leave a patient with their pride.
That's what I said.
It's so far that you can go that they'll allow you to go. And it's your job as a caregiver to understand your position. And if all she wants you to do is assist her with just washing her face, then you do that. And then tomorrow you might be able to do a little bit more. You know, so you just go at their pace, gain their trust and their respect.
Hey, Kierra, add something on
And
that.
allow her to maintain her independence.
Always.
She
That's why I named my company Independence. I want you to remain as
It
independent.
makes so much sense now.
Respect our seniors' independence. Yes.
That's
I
it.
do want to give out these numbers real quick, though. Indiana, 219-933-9922. Suburbs, 708-445-9922. Chicago, 773-288-9922.
Hey, we're going to go to our next caller. I've got to have a question for you all, too, because we need to talk about what you're talking about. People being afraid of letting people watch their parents or their loved ones. Some of us can't afford the monitoring system. We need to give them an idea of how they can do a self-search to see what's going on. Even if they don't have any eyes, when they come home, they will be able to see certain things that happen. But before I go there, think about that question. I want to go to our caller. Hey, caller, this is Let's Stay Together show. Who's calling?
Hi, this is Pastor Pam Johnson. How you doing?
Hey, Pam. How you doing?
Good.
Talk to us.
Good. Yeah, I'm calling in tonight because I am a home health care provider myself, and I truly love the work, but I feel like you really have to be dedicated for that type of work. I've been with a dementia Alzheimer patient for the past 3 years, and it is such a blessing, first of all, to be able to pour out that type of love to those individuals, because those individuals need so much attention, and they can feel your love. They can feel the rejection of whatever that you're giving them, and so that's so key. And then as the family members, I mean, it's such a tough decision to make. I know when I first went to my client that, you know, how the family just kind of watched me a little bit, had a host of questions for me, and so on and so forth, and I could see the concern of the daughter on her face, because, this is the first time her dad needed anything like that. And I just promised her, and I know she didn't know anything about me, but I promised her, I said, I promise you I will give your father the love I would give my own father. And I truly love my father. And I remember she just looked at me, she began to cry and just hugged me, and she said, you don't know how much I needed that. Because when you're making that type of decision for your parent, that is such a tough decision. And you don't know who it is, and, or the person's behavior, or, people can act one way in front of you, they act totally different. But I know that was so ordained by God, because just last week we had to finally put him into a facility. But us as the family and us, we are such friends now, and we have just built such a great rapport, and it's just been such a blessing. So I understand how it is to be concerned about that parent, and I thank God for even opening that door to allow me to work in such a capacity to be able to give that type of love to others.
Hey, Pam, we thank you very much for calling in and giving that information to us, okay?
Thanks.
Love you. Hey, I want to go back to that question again about I don't have the capability of monitoring system. I don't have the money to be able to have a camera in there. What are the telltale signs that I can see when I come back home that I see that my loved ones are being cared for the way that I want them to be?
You can actually look at a few things, and actually you can see them over a period of time. When you talk about nutrition, and are they feeding them? Are they getting the 3 meals a day? Well, are they losing weight? Are their clothes not fitting them the way they used to? Is their skin look dry? Are their eyes sunken in? They're dehydrated. There's some other things that you can, if there are pets in the house. Pets are very protective of the one that's being cared for. So if every time that caregiver comes around and they're barking like crazy, but they didn't do that before, is that an alarm? Some other things that you can look for.
The patients starting to become withdrawing.
Exactly.
Where they're not sociable anymore.
Right.
whether that person is around or not.
Absolutely. Sure. They start to be withdrawn from people.
Go ahead, Ted.
One of the things that I see in this healthcare business is that you don't sell healthcare. You sell the person that brings you the healthcare. So Rena has over 25 years in this field. So her personal and compassion towards her patients shows when she walks into the door, right? That's a difference between someone who cares and someone that doesn't.
I know this much, and I'm not going to say a name, but I have referred you to someone before, and it was me going off of what you told me and how I could feel that this is a passion for you. It's not a job. It's not really a career. It's you, what you feel. And when you say, would I trust her with my parents or the company, Ted or Rena, with my parents or anything? What's on? Okay.
Real quick.
When you trust them, would you trust them with them? And my thing was, yes, I remember pushing you. And it's not because I'm getting anything off of it, because, I don't know anything about it. But it's just the fact that you guys are quality people, good people with a passion for what you do.
And I'm just going to stop you real quick because we got a call on here right now that we've got to get right away. She's so emotional and she just wants to talk, so we've got to get on the line right now.
Okay, sure.
Can we get that call on the line right now?
Sure.
Go ahead, Hayes. Hey, caller, welcome to the Let's Stay Together show.
Oh, hello, Reverend Rick.
Hey, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. Talk to us.
Okay,
Tell us about what's going on.
This is your neighbor.
Oh, it's our neighbor. How you doing?
Hey, Arlene.
Hey, Arlene, how you doing? Arlene, talk to us. We know about, again, Arlene, I give you my love and my condolences to Brian. I loved Brian, good close friend of mine for more than 20-something years, and the family. This family lives next door to us, and we do love them very much. And so, Arlene, I'm going to let Brenda talk to you a little bit. And
okay.
Go ahead, honey.
Okay, Reverend Rick, thank you.
Arlene.
Oh, Brenda, thank you for taking my call. Oh, neighbor, thank you for taking my call.
So, Arlene, how can we help you, honey?
Well, I just want to talk to you because I've been listening to your show about taking care of an elderly one who has dementia. And I've been taking care of my father who has this, and it is heartbreaking. When your loved one doesn't remember you. And all you can do is ask for God's help. That's all I can say. And all I can say is that thank God for my neighbors. And thank God for you all.
Hey, we love you here. I just want to give the people here just a few minutes to talk to you about an encouragement. Her family is just an awesome family. When we first moved over to the neighborhood, they were just so awesome to us. And they've been going through some trials and tribulations with the family recently. And so, Arlene, we're here for you, honey. Anytime you need us, walk across the street, I should say, and come visit us. We're here for you 24/7. I want some of y'all to just talk about real quick about the situation that she's going through.
You know what, Arlene? I wanted to speak to you. This is Dr. Williams. You actually really touched my heart because we have similar situations. My mom, like I said, has dementia, and she does not seem to remember who I am, but I know my mom is in there, and I know she knows. She knows my voice. Every time I come and see her, she smiles, and it's just the little things. So you have to hold on to the little things. Know that they may not be able to verbalize how they're feeling and say your name or something like that, but just know that you're doing the best that you can do. God is going to reward you, okay, for the effort and work that you're putting in with your loved one.
Arlene, this is Rena.
Thank you, honey. Thank you.
Arlene, this is Rena.
I just want to give a shout out to my neighbors. That's all I could say.
Arlene, I just want you. I want you to hang up because I just want you to listen to us now. But we're gonna come by there and see you when the show is over. Okay, honey?
Really?
Yes, we will. We'll definitely come by there and see you, and we're gonna talk to you. But I just want you to listen because we got a couple of people just want to say some things to you before you go. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Reverend Rick. Thank you. Thank you.
So Rena,
Brenda.
kind of help her with that.